So I want to start first by looking at your role, or first acknowledging your role and CISA's role with critical infrastructure, which I think is really interesting because some of these sectors have struggled to be able to fully leverage networking capability because of the nature of the systems they're working with, legacy technology, and so forth. So first, just to frame the discussion, what opportunities does cloud present to organizations that have struggled to modernize their infrastructure in the past, and what opportunities are there that perhaps didn't exist before?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. And all you have to do is look in the headlines every day. And sadly, we have seen a string of ransomware incidents and other cyber incidents that don't just cause a minor disruption, but actually prevent children from going to school, actually impact hospitals where patient care becomes impacted at the end of the day. And sadly, too often, these aren't nation state advanced persistent threats that are taking them offline. It's simply because the organizations, for a variety of reasons, really weren't using 10-year-old security best practices and didn't have even 10-year-old IT modernization across their systems. And so that's very preventable. And that's a failure, a whole society failure there. It'd be one thing if it was an unpreventable, a nation state that was doing this. But when the tools to solve this have been around for the better part of the last decade, but it's just not happening, and it's real lives that are being impacted, well, that's a real tragedy, and that's something that we need to solve for. There is no silver bullet in all of this, but too often when we see these security incidents, a lack of modern IT modernization and a plan of how you upgrade and protect and monitor your digital infrastructure is at the core of that. And to the question you asked, cloud, of course, nothing is a silver bullet, as I said, but cloud services and managed services offer an efficient and scalable way to have modern IT where you can promulgate security controls across a wide ecosystem, across a wide control plane very quickly. And so for organizations that feel like they have been behind in their IT modernization, that they have decades old hardware, software, and services sort of layered and stitched on top of one another, and that their security posture feels like it's kind of being held together with duct tape and baling wire as a result, cloud services present a very efficient and scalable way of staying ahead of that curve. Of course, important to caveat, as I said, none of these are a silver bullet. The threat landscape is real, it's rapidly evolving, but it provides a way to have control and visibility across an entire attack surface and promulgate security updates and controls very efficiently and quickly, which is important. Too often, the incidents we are seeing that impact organizations and networks and systems are actors exploiting known vulnerabilities or the patch has existed for oftentimes years. The ability to promulgate those patches and plug those holes, so to speak, is certainly an advantage of cloud environments because you can promulgate things more efficiently and more broadly. And so that's where cloud is certainly part of the solution. And when you look at some of the IT modernization problem, again, no silver bullet, but I think it's a real effective tool in the quiver.